As a series that celebrates family, it surprised Bluey fans when Chilli revealed that she went several years without speaking to her older sister Brandy. It's not unheard of for families to have falling outs, but it's rare for children's animation. However, Bluey does its best to show what it's like to be a parent, making the series enjoyable for people of all age demographics. Sometimes parents have disagreements with their siblings, just like Chilli and Brandy, and can make them go no contact for years. Situations like these are often complex and can happen for numerous reasons. In today's video, we're discussing potential reasons why Chilli and Brandy stopped getting along until their reunion in Onesies. Number 1. Brandy's jealousy. The most likely reason for Brandy's absence from the series comes from her debut episode Onesies. In the episode, she shows extreme nervousness about interacting with Chilli and her daughters after years away. There's even an awkward moment when she arrives after Chilli mentions how similar she looks to Bingo. The tension comes from the shared knowledge between Brandy and Chilli about her inability to have children of her own. Chilli later explains to Bluey that Brandy wants something more than anything else in the world but is incapable of having it. Chilli also mentions there's nothing anyone can do to change Brandy's circumstances, which likely means Brandy has explored every avenue to have children, including visiting doctors and undergoing medical treatments. It would be difficult to explain this situation to a 6-year-old, but there's enough information for an adult audience to pick up on Brandy's struggles and how much she's tried to make motherhood possible. It would be hard for anyone to continuously try for children with no success just to watch their sister start a family. Brandy was around 4 years ago, meaning she tried to be there when Bluey was born. She likely realized how emotionally painful it was to witness Chilli have everything she wanted and began to distance herself. When Bingo was born, meeting her second niece was the final thing to push Brandy away. Chilli doesn't seem to hold Brandy's absence against her. There's no doubt that losing her older sister was painful, but she would have witnessed how much Brandy was struggling firsthand. It's possible that Brandy's absence was something Chilli saw coming, especially if Brandy was forcing herself to interact with Bluey and Bingo despite the pain it caused her. Chilli reconnects with Brandy and is the first to call and invite her sister over, meaning she's ready to leave their differences behind and have her sister back. Number 2. Their mother's death. The Healer family is large, starting with the core 4, Bluey, Bingo, Bandit, and Chilli, and moving outward into the extended family. Unfortunately, the Healer family's holidays include Bandit's siblings, their children, and his parents. Bandit's remedial family is still alive, meaning that he sees his brothers regularly, babysits his nieces, and still has both parents to depend on. Compared to her husband, Chilli isn't so lucky. She only reconnected with her estranged older sister recently, while her father's health requires him to have surgery, as revealed in Granddad. And her mother passed away before Bluey was born. Chilli's side of the family has experienced significant stress, something that is only touched on briefly because most parents wouldn't want to worry their children about health scares or family infighting. The most significant strain Chilli's side of the family has faced so far has to be the death of her mother. Since they rarely mention her, resulting in her name remaining unknown to Bluey, Bingo, and the audience, her memory and the circumstances of her death may be difficult for Chilli to process and recall. Her mom's only appearance in the series is through a drawing by Chilli and Dragon. During this, she encourages Chilli to keep drawing, exhibiting kindness and honesty throughout their conversation. Death can have harsh impacts on a family. It's possible that losing their mother and the stress that comes with it caused Chilli and Brandy to start fighting more. If their mother passed before Bluey's birth or when she was just a baby, it could explain Brandy's absence over the years. It's entirely possible that their late mother was the glue holding their family together. Number 3. Shared crushes. When growing up, it's hard not to develop crushes on those around you. Although we know Chilli and Bandit to be happily married, working as a team to raise their daughters, it's a popular fan theory that he first met Brandy and that she may have had feelings for him since they were children. The theory stems from a conversation between Bandit and Chilli in the episode Fairy Tale. In the episode, Bandit tells Bluey and Bingo about something that happened to him when he was younger. When he was on holiday with his family, he spent his days teasing his younger brother Stripe. In retaliation, Rad jinxed Bandit so he couldn't speak until someone said his name. The entire family got in on the jinx and refused to say his name, believing it would be a good lesson for him. The jinx doesn't break until a young girl picks up Bandit's thrown hat and reads his name written on it. Bandit swears the girl who picked up his hat was Chilli, but she interrupts the story to disagree. Chilli states it's possible she picked up the hat because her family used to vacation in the same place, but she has no memory of it happening. Fans like to believe that the girl Bandit remembers is Brandy, since the two sisters look so similar. Their theory then goes that Brandy met Bandit first and was later reintroduced to him when he met Chilli years later. It's not unheard of for siblings to develop crushes on the same person, although it can create awkward love triangles that no one likes being in. If Brandy and Chilli liked Bandit, it may have caused infighting between them. In the end, Bandit falls for Chilli and the two get married, leaving Brandy to distance herself to keep from experiencing a broken heart. Number 4. Their father's health. It's no secret that as people age, they start to experience health problems they never needed to worry about before. Presumably, Mort Cattle was the picture of health when he joined the military in his youth. But things have changed since his years of service. In the episode Granddad, Chilli takes Bluey and Bingo to visit her father since he recently had surgery for heartworms. His condition is a funny nod to a real health risk dogs may experience, but it's also a metaphor for heart problems people experience in real life. Mort's condition is severe enough that Chilli has every right to worry about it. Despite Chilli's concern for Mort's condition, he takes Bluey and Bingo for a run through the brush, the woods, and the lake where their mother grew up. Chilli manages to stay on their tails, desperate for her father to settle down and rest. She even mentions that he should care for himself, for her if nothing else. The heartbreaking comment is something any adult could sympathize with if they have a sickly or elderly parent. Chilli likely worries about losing her father because she's already lost her mother. She never mentions her mother, meaning that the loss is still something that causes her grief. And she doesn't want to come to terms with losing her father. Chilli and Brandy may have spoken about their father's age and ailing health. If so, then they would need to discuss difficult things like his care if he becomes too sick, what will happen to their childhood home, and what they'll do with his belongings if he hasn't decided himself. Interestingly, Granddad focuses on the relationship between Chilli and Mort. Since the series focuses on two sisters in most episodes, it wouldn't have seemed out of place if the episode mentioned Brandy more when given the chance. Chilli may have had a closer relationship with her father and took on the responsibility of caring for him in times of need. The decision likely brought more tension between the two sisters, contributing to their falling out. In the end, there are many reasons why siblings may go without speaking to one another. In Chilli and Brandy's case, it may have been difficult for Brandy to coexist with her sister while Chilli had everything she ever wanted. Brandy likely took time to distance herself and become comfortable with having nieces and no daughters. Her prolonged absence may have happened accidentally, as the days she went without talking to her sister turned into weeks, months, and years. It becomes harder to reconnect with someone the longer time has passed, but fortunately, Chilli closes the gap between them by calling her older sister. Now that Chilli and Brandy have reconnected, they can learn to be sisters again in future episodes of Bluey. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.